I started making a tiny farming game this week, and just in 4 days I managed to build pretty much all of the core systems. So here's everything I worked on during the first week. I wanted to make something small, cozy, and system focused, so instead of over planning everything, I decided to just start building. I'm making the game in GameMaker, and the goal was simple: get the core farming loop playable as fast as possible. Day 1 was mostly about getting the foundation working. I started by setting up the project structure, movement, collision, and the camera system. After that, I moved into building the farm tile system. This ended up being one of the most important systems in the project because basically everything connects back to the farm grid. By the end of the first day, I already had the tilling, planting, crop growth stages, watering, and harvesting working. And honestly, seeing those first crops grow made this project instantly feel real. On day 2, I focused mainly on items and organization. I added the inventory system, item pickups, and started refactoring a lot of the early code. At this point, the game finally started to feel less like a prototype and more like an actual game. Once items existed physically in the world, everything became way more satisfying. The next couple of days were all about connecting the gameplay loops together. I added buying and selling, along with this temporary shop menu system. I also added a full day and night cycle with lighting. I'm not completely satisfied with it yet, but that I can save for later on. I also improved crop progression in the growth system to work with the day advancements, so crops need to be watered and will grow overnight. Additionally, sleeping now advances the game to the next day. In past experiences, one thing I underestimate is how important it is to organize your code early on. So I spent a good amount of time cleaning up systems, organizing scripts, and restructuring code before things got too messy. And honestly, that probably will save me a lot of headaches in the future. What surprised me the most is how quickly everything started coming together once the core systems connected. A few days ago, this was literally just an empty project, and now there's already a functioning gameplay loop. There's obviously still a ton of work left to do: art, polish, content, world building, NPCs, but getting these main systems working feels like a huge milestone. Next week, I want to focus more on the visual direction of the game and replace my placeholder art and spiraling character. I'm also planning to add more crops, tools, progression systems, and eventually NPCs and other activities. If you want to follow the project as it develops, stick around. I'll be posting more updates soon. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.